Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a rec review sent in by Poser for Life, currently at 1300 elo. Before jumping in though, I want to give you guys a little bit of context. This guy is an old school deathmatch player, the game mode where you start an imp. He played since the Age of Kings days, so this guy's been around and he describes himself as a player that has doubt-like APM. So that's what we're working with here. We're playing with a guy that's not too fast, not too slow, kind of around the doubt level for, as far as how fast he's playing. And he said that he pushed to 1400, but has been throwing all the way down to like 1300, even like 1200 as well. So that's the context we're going to be going with to start this game off. And yeah, let's take a look at this track. So it's Persians versus Chinese. His opponent is Jakaris. Oh, nice. Game of Thrones fan, maybe. Or even the new one, House of Dragons or whatnot. But here we go. We're going to be taking a look at Poser's point of view. And at 1300, I expect a pretty decent Dark Age. What's really interesting is that he said he dominated for 80% of this game. So we're going to see if that claim is true, of course, in this rec review. And also, I really like this 1300. A lot of you guys were asking for slightly higher than 1100, 900 elo recs. And again, I'll reiterate, I just do the ones... excuse me. Still recovering from a sickness. I do the ones that get sent in. And here we go with an 1300. Let's take a look. So... he starts off pretty solid. Scouting is good. We're going to start learning some deer. 2 on wood. Okay. He also told me he stopped playing as random and, as weird after starting to watch my videos. So I can tell there's some, good... That's a little bit of a mistake, but it happens. There's some good, concepts being applied right now, like the 2 on wood stuff. Very nice. Okay. So he's just going to bring in the sheep. He needs a house now. So, like, that village should have went house and then mill. I guess we're just forgetting this house, eh? So far, we're not dominating. Okay, here we go. It just drops the house on the wood. And we're going to get a house for a little bit, but that's okay. Not that big of a deal. Okay, first mistake that's worth mentioning. We can still times do it. No need to go scout the corner. If you want to scout the corner, use one sheep. But if you're not missing anything, don't need to scout the corner with your scout. There's very little chance for anything to be there. And we already found all our boar and sheep, so not worth wasting time there. And I think we can honestly just fast forward till Feudal, because this Dark Age looks pretty clean. Obviously, the mistakes you made, it's not something I can correct. You know they were mistakes. And we're going to go ahead and 19, no loom. Okay, that's a bit fast with Persians, but looking clean, honestly. 8 on wood, 1 lumber camp. This guy is indeed following my builds. Love to see it, honestly. What these rec reviews are showing is that the people that are actually dedicated to improving are already doing the things they need to be doing, which is like, watching my games, learning from my guides, that kind of stuff. At least with relation to me, obviously. Not the world doesn't revolve around me. There's other streamers, making some guides here and there. But no matter who you follow, if you're obviously following me, it's good to see you guys following my guides. That's good. I really appreciate seeing that. It's motivating for me as like a coach or whatever here to help you guys further. So here we go. You're gonna hit Feudal first. Now you start hitting your opponent's scout. This is fantastic. I'm going to get loom right away with the stable. This is absolutely perfect. And we already have a nice advantage. Perfect. Going back. This is very nice. Now, I honestly wouldn't push this whole scout hitting Vil stuff. Like, there's no need for that. Instead, I would focus more on, like, just getting things underway. So I'm going to go for a scout rush. Let's do the trick where we wall one side with one Vil and one side with another. So, like, this woman Vil. Or no, 2 men? No, okay. The man makes a palisade here and then goes down here to wall. And woman continues walling up here. Because you're not doing that, because you're doing 2 on one side, it could be awkward to wall this. So let's see how you go about things. An opponent is just full walling as well. Also, I've received some feedback to also talk about some mistakes from the opponent perspective. Oh, come on. No, no, no. This is a cardinal sin that I've seen. I see this happen all the time. Even at higher level, I see this happening, right? This is why I say it's so important to set up your map correctly. Here, it's an absolute no-brainer that we have to wall to the side, because the whole point of walling is we're trying to wall as little as possible to be fully closed off in Feudal Age. That's the idea. And so you have to do a scan in Dark Age, all right? A scan in Dark Age to find out exactly where you need to wall, and this is an absolute no-brainer. Like here, wood line to the edge, it makes your game so much better. So not only here are you walling more, it obviously just looks wrong, like you're walling the back of your map for no reason. And you're walling more, and it's going to give you less space. So that's obviously horrendous. But obviously, you probably just didn't scout this. So I don't want to be too harsh about it. But you should scan in Dark Age. These things should be scanned in Dark Age, okay? Because in Feudal Age now, there's too much going on for you to take your... I know you're telling me to doubt APM. So there's too much going on in Feudal Age to... to really find those things. But okay, we're going to start walling up now. standard scout rush things. And honestly, your opponent is not doing a whole lot to you right now. Like, you're in the driving seat, you're in the, you're in the attack, you're on the offensive, which is very good. One spear at home to defend is cool. And, we're doing the full walls. Okay, so not exactly the best full walls, but still the concept is there, and I respect that. So here, a really big mistake. I see this also happen a lot. With your scouts, you're probably busy walling, so it's understandable. But even if you're busy walling, you should still try to loop around and try to raid some sneaky area of your opponent's base. Reason is 3 scouts in general is the magic number to where you can trap a vill and kill it fast. So getting that not from the front, but actually around is a really good method to get an early kill. Like, I haven't seen this game, but I'm like 90% certain you're going to wake up and attack straight from the front, exactly what I was going to say. And it's just going to be predictable. Your opponent has a spear here. So had you went right away with 3 scouts and looped around and went from an unpredictable angle, you actually might have caught this one vill walling. And you might have killed it for free. So something to keep in mind. Let's see if you can block here. Oh, but you're microing really well. That's really amazing. Wow, good job. You still got a vill and a spear, so big props to you. But yeah, definitely something to keep in mind, guys. When you get 3 scouts, look for a different angle. You're mobile anyway. You can look for an angle. If it's not there, you just go back. That kind of stuff. Nonetheless, we got a vill kill, which is very nice. And one thing I am noticed, our idle TC is climbing up a little bit. I gotta watch that out. And now it's just an idea of dropping down those farms, right? What are we going for here? What are we trying to fight this? Okay, listen. If you're gonna be at doubt level APM, you gotta be making doubt level decision makings, or at least doubt style decision making. We never take a single fight, not even try to take a single fight where we're outnumbered. Okay, it's very simple for all you guys that are slow. All right, you have children, whatnot. Don't take fights that require you to outplay to win. Only take safe fights. If it's not there, you back up and you play with like your mind, your decisions, and not your micro. So here in this case, you should just be seeding farms as soon as you can. And spending that wood. And here, these scouts, you can just click them in the corner and that's it. You don't have to worry about them. I'm actually going to end up losing all of those scouts because of that one mistake. You see how, just lingering around too much can really cost us, especially if you're a slow player. Like, I really like that you admitted that, so you letting me know that. It allows me to help you easier. So now I'm going to be transitioning to gold. Those two should be going to gold. As well. If not, we're gonna be in some problems. Hold on, I gotta put this there. Alright. Opponent's gonna try to break in. So far though, nonetheless, I would still say you're doing okay. You did tell me you were dominating, but oh, through the wall. That's actually really insane. I didn't know you knew about that. Very nice. Maybe it was an accident, maybe you know. Or maybe you're cheating. Just kidding, he's not. And your opponent is actually doing a double range switch. Okay, so you guys told me, like, point out some mistakes on the opponent's side as well. I will, just to humor you guys a little bit. Gold mine upgrade is never done in Feudal Age. And your opponent is classically floating wood. Why? He probably doesn't watch my videos, doesn't use my build orders. It's obviously 8 on wood for 1 lumber camp. He has 10. And he also had straggler trees that should have been making farms earlier, right? So that's exactly the mistake here. He needs a bit more food and a bit less wood. These guys making 3 farms 2 minutes ago, he'd be up to Castle Age, and he'd be absolutely chilling. So just to show you guys that the mistakes happen on both sides, right? I don't know how much I will do this. Yeah, you really know about that trick, eh? Hitting through the wall with a spear. I don't know how much I will do that, because at the end of the day, I want to keep it like review-oriented. But I will point out some mistakes from the opponent here and there. And now we're up to Castle Age. So now you see the archers, you decide you want a range. Okay. Good market trick, very good. To be honest with you, I wouldn't do the range here. I think it's a waste. I think once you're fully walled, it's easy to wall against enemy units, and you just wall behind with houses and wait for knights to clear up. Because the issue here, you're gonna make a range. You're gonna make a few skirms and defend yourself. This will cost you more than the 2-3 houses that you need, and then after that, the range will be useless, right? So you're investing more to do this than to just wall with a couple villas, and that's it. Like, even just a huge rewall here with houses, right, is better than the range probably. And now when you get to Castle Age, you have only 1 stable, and we have a few skirms, and opponent still manages to break in. This is a huge mistake. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean that you were dominating, because so far, I'm not seeing domination. So far, we're actually losing pretty hard. I wouldn't say we're dead because we're gonna have knights coming out, right? Okay. No, this is really bad now. Okay, so when did you hit castle? I think I highlighted this in another coaching. You hit castle at 2110. I don't know what's the problem with you guys hitting castle and not queuing the castle unit. So like my question here is that why did we even click castle age, right? When you click castle age, you have the intention of going to castle, and then as soon as you hit castle age, you want to get to what you needed from the age, right? Or else you might as well have just stayed in feudal age. So if you wanted knights, you should have been queuing knights 30 seconds ago, because now it's another 30 seconds of pain until the first knight comes out, right? It's unnecessary. And I would also argue that you should have a second stable to be able to spend your resources. Okay? So you can see it's kind of like the same issues we see over and over again in these wrecks. Whether it's 1100, 1300, it's really the same issues we see come up over and over again. Because they are like at the core what people struggle with. And now here, this guy's missing armor, right? Because you're focused on getting upgrades for the skirms, you're actually not focusing on your power unit, which is the knight. Yeah, this is why for the skirm switch, I only recommend you do it. Okay, I'm going to take some time here. It's really important. The skirm switch is not, I see my opponent making archers, I will make a range and make 6 skirms, and that's it. That's not a skirm switch. The skirm switch, after you're fully walled, you don't make a skirm switch just to make a few skirms and then go back to knights. That's not how it works. If you're going to make a skirm switch that late, you're going to just play elite skirmisher, because now your opponent is still on crossbow, and you have no knights now because you went for the skirms. So in this case, just continue making the skirms and go elite skirm. Or don't make the range, wall up and add the second stable so you can go for a proper knight rush. Now you've spread yourself thin, and honestly, your opponent is probably still in a better position. Another thing I want to talk about is that the whole idea of scouts into skirms is that you make your range before the full walls, like way before the full walls, because you need the skirmishers to fight in feudal age. If you get the full walls, you don't need to make the range anymore, okay? This is very important. Very, very important. So in this case, like I said, just wall up, second stable, and actually you would win the game on the spot probably, especially with Persians. With the team bonus, extra damage versus knights, you destroy, versus archers, you destroy them. Okay, I'm gonna go for a counter attack here. I don't mind this. Sometimes just getting some aggression is good. And a TC at home. Brother, what is that town center? No, no, no. No, that TC is not going there. That TC has to go here. Another woodline, brother. Here, here. Yeah. And there's no such thing as defending the gold, eh? That's not a thing. The gold is already well defended at the back. If you want gold, you go TC out here. But that's like third TC. Second TC here. Third TC here. Boom, I fixed your entire life. Alright? No more taxes. Second stable. I mean, it's going pretty well. We're doing better now than we were a couple minutes ago. Now you're going elite skirmisher. Now you want to do elite skirmisher. But why don't we just make it before? Why did you make the second stable? And only producing from one. Okay, you're clearly undersided here. And it's going to be problematic here because there's not an issue with knights and skirms together. But it's an issue when you don't even have a single fully upgraded unit here. Like, these knights need +2, exactly. Or you just need to have another 10 skirmishers with +2, with Bodkin arrow and +2 armor as well. So, when you mix units, I always tell you guys, upgrade one fully as your main unit, and then you get your secondary unit in there somewhere. It's literally always the case. Okay, opponent has some archers. Let's see how you micro this. You have a good amount of knights. Opponent might be in trouble here, actually. He's gonna mix in some pikes. We already have the elite skirm tech. And like, these skirmishers would just get picked off, of course. If opponent was playing well, he would just chase you down as well and kill them. But he probably is worried about the knights. Now the knights come in. Okay, you're a deathmatch player, so I imagine this should be an easy cleanup for you. Good micro, patrol. Okay, my brother, look at this. Look what the skirms did. You guys see what the skirms did there? The skirms have 3 kills, right? Maybe before the fight they had 2 kills. I only saw them kill 1 unit. Those skirms, they costed you elite skirmisher, 1 range, the cost of the 3 fletching and armor to kill 1 unit. Listen, if you need cheerleaders to watch the knights and cheer them on in the fight, you just ask me. I'll try to connect you with some people in the community, and they'll sit behind you in real life and they'll cheer you on. We don't need to make skirmishers and spend 1,000 resources to get some cheerleaders on the field. That's not worth it, okay? All right, trust me, I'll get you a lot more for a lot less. Nice, good TC though. Good TC. I like that one. So just that TC was bad. Now we have a lot of gold, so you gotta spend that one. You can just use the market. If that gets to 1,000, you know, I get very upset, eh? And you're a deathmatch player. You like to get to the late game, stuff like that. So basically, the lesson here is that if just knights is enough, just only do knights. Only go for skirm or a secondary unit if you need to do it, or if it's like essential for your combo. But just ask yourself here what the skirms are doing, and you'll come to these conclusions yourself. You know, you probably felt in game that these skirms were useless. Now we're running in. The knights are absolutely carrying, and this is the domination you were talking about. In my opinion, this game is completely won. He deleted his town center as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this game should be absolutely over. But this guy did tell me this wreck was painful to watch, so strap in, guys, strap in. Let's see what this guy's let's see what this guy's hiding. So now we see pikemen again. Knights are completely fine here because we outnumber the pikes. If it's not a good fight, you can always run away as well. But yeah, pikemen, early castle age. You know, Nilly would take that fight and then he would lose. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but like the Persian knights, they actually 3-shot the crossbow, you know? That's why Persian knights are really, really good against crossbow. Assuming equal attack versus armor upgrades. You guys need to know this magic numbers. Like, let me know in the comments if you guys knew that. Like, who knew that? Regular knight, it's 4-shot the crossbow. Persian knight, it's 3 shots. Who knew that? You gotta know this, guys. You gotta know this. If you knew that, poser, you'd probably not go for lead skirm and you'd probably win this game. Okay, so now we did some nice raids. Obviously, I'd run back. Doubt level APM. You don't have to fight. You can just run away, okay? Yeah, you're trying to take micro fights, chase the monk, that kind of stuff. And now we're down 4 knights for like 1 monk, so some bad trades. Your initial fights are always good. So now we're on 4 TC. Our idle time is climbing. My recommendation, 1,000 gold, 1,000 gold. I hate this. Spend it. It's okay. It's a mistake, but I forgive you. But as long as you spend it. This is how you spend it. Take all of these guys, make a lumber camp on the wood, okay? Simple. Right away. You don't have to think about it. Then you start making farms. Use the market. You buy 300 wood, 300 food, and that's it. You spent all of it. The longer it takes to do it, for you to do that, the worse it is. Now I'm gonna go siege in the center, okay? Okay, question is, like, you're going 4 TC with Persian. Remember, Persian TC works faster. Why would you also want a forward siege? Isn't the plan here to just boom until late game? Doesn't this forward siege like do much? Nah, I don't mind. If your idea is middle of the map siege for like map control, that's insane. That's a really high level topic. So if that's your idea, that's good. But if you start making mangonels and trying to push, that's where it's bad, okay? I predict you will start making mangonels and trying to push, but I hope to be surprised. Now you go monastery, university. So this is telling me actually that you want to just play towards imp, which is good. You're making some villas. I recommend. I think this idle TC time is happening because you're not using select all idle TC or select all TCs. I highly recommend use the select all TCs hotkey and then you spam vills. So for me, it's Control S to select the TCs and then E to make the villagers. So I just click Control S. And then I let go of control and I just spam E. That's how I boom. I do that. Like, no problem. Like, delivery guys here. Yes, I ordered that. I'm just, meanwhile, Control S, E. Meanwhile, I can do anything and I can just Control S, E. This is why you can boom with no idle TC time. And I can do anything. I can multitask. I can be raiding. I can be picking up relics. I can be saving Doubt from dying in a team game because he's very slow. And meanwhile, all of my town centers are flowing and it's perfect. So I highly recommend that for you. I think that's gonna fix your idle TC problem, and to the viewers as well watching this. And by the way, I have no idea why Doubt is the guy we're attacking today. It's just, it is what it is. He's on vacation at the moment actually, so you know he's catching these strays and he doesn't feel them at all. He's never even gonna see this, you know. Well, actually, it's a 1300 rec review. Doubt could actually benefit from this. Okay, last one. I promise. No more. Okay, now we're gonna go for mangonels. We're up to imp. Oh my goodness, opponent is absolutely stacked. Yeah, I would be ripping your opponent apart right now if he sent in this wreck. Okay, I'm gonna go for a push now. We should be at actually 140 vills right now. Like, this idle TC time is ridiculous. We should be at 140 vills. And here's the thing, right? What's probably gonna happen here is that you're not gonna. If you're at 140 vills, you can take any fight you want and you'd win. But since you have very little vills, very little economy, if you take a bad fight, like, yeah, like this one's kind of bad, it's gonna hurt you a lot. Okay, again, probably not a good fight. We're outnumbered. We just go back. If you're a slow player, you don't try to back this Mangonel and attack ground. Don't do that. Just run everything back. Every time I've seen you micro fight, it's been horrendous. With all due respect, of course. It's just not your style. So take it from me. Go back and play the macro game. All the TCs are idle, by the way. This is like really not normal. 89 vills for 4 TC on Persian. Your opponent has 3 TC Chinese on 87 vills. And he also has 10-minute idle time. Oh, now we're gonna eat the forward castle. Wait, defensive castle is good. Defensive castle is good. Okay. Yeah, still not making vills. Trust me, try that. Don't just say you're gonna try it and not try it. Trust me, get that hotkey. It's not even a recommendation. It's basically a commandment at this point. It's just that good. I highly recommend it to everyone, but for you, it's a commandment. You have to get it, and it's gonna make your life so much better on booming. And again, like all of these fights, to be honest, they're neither here nor there. You win it, you lose it, it's even. It doesn't matter. You're losing this game, or if you lose this game, it's gonna be 100% because you're just not making villagers. All right. Nice. This is good. Cavalier coming in. Yeah, you're not making vills. You're up so much score as well now. You're up so much in the game as well. We're down in res collected, but you know, we're up in like everything. Except we're not making vills. Yeah, is this normal? Like you're just really not making any villagers. If this is a usual thing, you're probably way higher than 1300. Because if you can get 1300 under these circumstances, again, it's the first game I watched from you, so this could just be like a one-time thing, you know? But okay, anyways, you know, villagers aside, what can we be doing better here? Nothing. We're up to imp faster, so we just start pushing here. So Trebs right away. These guys, again, it's not time for a coffee break. No, you should go into your opponent's base. When your opponent is 1 age below, guys, it's like, you know, you're in a situation here where you're way stronger than him. You need to let him feel that, you know? You need to let him feel that. You need to send your cav and attack him, okay? Yeah, these guys just camping the Treb is absolutely not the right call. And your opponent actually has no army on the field. Your opponent has 0 military units on the field, and you're camping your Treb with 18 Cavalier. He has literally 0 units. He's just now queuing 5 pikemen. I don't even want to know what would happen if you just sent those Cavalier in. And like, I think there's a hole somewhere between those houses or something. You can break the Palisade Gate. I made a video about that. You can do so much here. But instead, we're just sitting behind camping a Treb. Yeah, that's just a huge mistake. So general rule of thumb, your opponent is an age behind. And you should attack him, okay? And now your opponent's gonna go Halberdier. Like, don't tell me when he gets Halberdier, suddenly you will feel inspired and you will take a bad fight. For sure, it's gonna happen. When your opponent has no army, now we're lazy, we're sitting around. And then our opponent has Halberdier on the field, suddenly we want to micro 20 cav versus 40 halves. Suddenly we're gonna get inspired, we're gonna feel like we can win the fight. And obviously, from your perspective, you don't know that he has nothing, but he's an age behind. Again, that's the clue here. I know I'm making jokes here left and right, but the actual clue is your opponent's an age behind. That's how you know you're stronger at all times, pretty much. Unless, of course, he's like pressuring you hard, but you know, obviously this is not the case here. So even now, I would probably try to put, you know, a higher pace on my opponents. And killing those buildings is not as important as getting into the economy. So my question to you, Poser, is what's stopping you from running into his base here? Like, I know you don't know what's going on, but you have a cav. Can you just go in, see what he has, and run out, right? Is that a possibility? Because the way I see it is that there's 0 downside to getting into his base. You can go in, if he has 100 halbs, you go out, and in that case, you at least know he's on halbs. Now you have no idea what he's doing. Forward TC, I like it. See what I mean? So if you get surprised by halbs, You have only yourself to blame here. Alright, so opponent has 24 Hobbs now. You will get inspired. He will run in. I saw Hera do this, and he's gonna run in and lose all his cap, right? Poser, that's what's gonna happen, eh? He told me it's disappointing. Okay, we're running away. Good. Taking the fight here is good. Yeah, we have a castle. This is fine. This is actually not too bad. Okay, not bad. We still have opponents on how. We're gonna get hand cannoneer. Good, good. We can switch hand cannoneer Hussar now. One gold unit, one food unit, one siege unit. So you guys know how that goes. And honestly, we're still winning, to be honest. Like, there's no reason not to be winning here. Get the hand cannoneers on the field. The opponent's on pure halb only. So now we're looking for a raid. Again, there's a lot of AFKing. I know you're slow, right? You told me that. But I have a really good advice for the slow people out there. Get your army into a good position first. And then you can look away. Like, while they're fighting, you look away. And then, if you look back a couple seconds later... They're all dead. No, I'm kidding. You look back a couple seconds later. If there's a threat, you don't micro. You just run away. This is especially with cav units, guys. It's so easy. But if you just AFK here, what happens is now your army is doing literally nothing. So you just send them into your opponent's base. It takes literally 2 clicks. And then you can obviously look away. This is very important, actually, for the slow players out there. Like, imagine if I was playing with one hand, right? I wouldn't send my army here and look away. I would send my army here and then go into my opponent's base. And then I'd look away and do other stuff. Because I'm slow. I'm playing with one hand. But I still want to maximize how I use my units. Now we're getting some hand cannoneers out. Bad fight. Just don't take it, right? Don't take it. Yeah, so very bad fight. I have a hand cannoneer out. Probably need more hand cannoneer. We're taking relics too. Good. Yeah, so far we're on double gold comp, which is bad. We should switch to hand cannoneer plus Hussar and get to like 30 hand cannons. How many ranges do we have even? Okay, 4. It's not too bad. Maybe 6 is better, but not too bad. Those guys are still... No way we send them back. That's it. That's it. You sent them on vacation. That's it. Now we're gonna go back in. Even now, I still think we're absolutely stomping, by the way. You're right, you were dominating this game for a long time. Even now, it's looking very good. Switch to Hussar, hand cannoneer Hussar, get to 200 pop, all the late game stuff, and it's absolutely perfect, right? Okay. Even here, your problem... I'm just looking. I took a second to look. Your problem is that you're actually just not queuing stuff. Alright? So here, I don't know if it's a hotkey thing. You're a deathmatch player. You should be able to queue at least military very fast, right? So again, you could also get select all stable, select all archery range hotkeys, and then just make them. Or you can use control groups. I use them. And you should be spamming. You should be spending your res until you're 200 pop. You never even got more than like 15 hand cannoneers on the field. And I was thinking, let's go up to 30, you know, minimum 30. Then you can kill Halps, and then we go Hussar with them. We never hit 200 pop. Again, you guys never hit 200 pop. I swear, I've watched a lot of these replays, and I really want to highlight this. Because you're intentionally, it seems, I don't know if it's intentional at this point, but I have to assume it's malicious at this point. I have to assume you're doing it to piss me off. Because we're fighting with like 40, 50 less units at all times. Like, imagine, I dream of having 40 extra Hussars on the field right here. Like, imagine 40 Hussars there, there, and there. The game is over. At any point you give me an extra 40 units, the game is over. Extra 40 cannoneer, this is all pushed back. And it's not like you guys don't have the res. This is the issue. You guys have the res in almost all the cases in late game. So here, the only issue here for you is honestly just the production. You're not making Hussars here. And I don't think being slow is a good enough excuse for that as well, because I don't think you need to be fast to queue up units. I agree you have to be fast to queue up units while fighting, but, you know, you can just go back, AFK the army a little, make units, spam them, spend all your resources. Shift. I made a video about this. Shift and spam. You just spam. I made another rec review. I talked about this. You just click shift and you spam until 200 pop. And then we'll start taking Hussar now. Okay. Maybe we didn't have Hussar earlier, light cav. That's why we didn't have the gold, but... Okay, it's good, it's good. They're doing the right things. They're going to hand cannoneer, Hussar, bomber cannon. That's the right composition. Finally, we're queuing. That's good. You queued like 10 scouts. That's really good. 15 scouts. Good. Still missing some upgrades. Blast furnace. Armor on the hand cannoneer, but that's okay. And your expansions was really good, by the way. Here you just spam farms, auto farm around here, mill, auto farm, and then you get an extra 20-30 farms. And again, if you're a slower player, you can do it whenever you have the chance, no problem. And now we're being forced to take fights. We're actually dying. We're being forced to take fights when we're not ready. We don't have the army on the field. And in this case, a lot of people don't know what to do. What you're supposed to do is go back and not waste. When you're trying to mass up to do a pushback, you don't want to waste your army. You want to push, you know, save it up, give up a castle, give up some ground, whatever you need to do. But you don't want to waste army while you're trying to mass it up. Okay, those villagers, I'm just going to look away. It makes me feel better if I don't see those guys all idle. And now we're actually on the down foot. An opponent is at 190 pop. Think of how many mistakes your opponent made. With all due respect, of course. I'm highlighting it not to put him down, just to show you guys that this is every game at this level. From 1100, 1300, doesn't really matter. It's always looking like that. He's made a ton of mistakes this game he's made, but he's actually doing one thing really well. He's getting to 200 pop. Look at this. Look at this. 40 halbs on the field. This is extra. He has an extra 40 pop. This is extra. These halbs, even if he loses all of them, it's literally extra. It doesn't matter. He has all of those. On top, he has equal numbers to you everywhere else. Now he's gonna go elite chickener. This is exactly why you're getting overwhelmed. Because those guys that you're running away from, those are extra for him. And everything else is running smoothly. 145 villas. He's got like a lot more on the field, you know? And now, because we've taken bad fight after bad fight after bad fight, we're actually in the position where we just simply don't have the res anymore. And now we're gonna start struggling. So at this point, I'll probably just fast forward, because I think I talked about everything I need to talk about here. You 100% have a queuing problem, where you're just not queuing units. You're not getting to the TC idle time, an hour 44. Oh my, I've been here an hour. You got an hour 44 idle. This guy's working overtime. Poser, what's going on here? But again, now we're probably just gonna get overwhelmed. But keep an eye on your population. At this point, I don't think like I can say anything that's gonna change my mind on that. That's definitely your issue. Queuing units, queuing villagers, and then taking bad fights. Actually, when you took it, that's a good micro there, by the way. Now that I start fast forwarding, the gameplay is just insane. That was a really good fight with the Hussars. Really nice. And like, where are your skills, by the way? Like, okay, I pointed out some negatives. If you remember how you did the early game with the full walls and all that, you got into a good position. You got yourself in a good position. With the knights and the early boom, it was all good. Then for some reason, you added the 4th DC, and that's when you kind of checked out a little bit. Even the army comp you chose was good. So I can tell you've got experience. I can tell you know what you're doing. I can tell you understand how units work and all that. All the good stuff. Yeah, we're just, it's the easy stuff that we're messing up, which is good news. It's good news. I think it's some hotkeys as well. Hotkeys and understanding how you can go about queuing units. At the end of this rec, I'll also give some nice patterns that you can follow as well, just for you and the viewers to benefit a little bit more. at this point. I mean, actually, it's still winnable, to be honest. But opponent has 6,000 food on us. Somehow it still feels winnable. Yeah, I just fast forward because, hold on. It's still winnable. At this point, there's not really much to talk about. Yeah, no, okay, we were still losing. Yeah, opponent has too much bank. That's why. Like, now we start to push back and opponent's just randomly on Cavalier Halb, and we just don't really have an answer to that. Nice job bringing the relics back. It's actually quite good. You also got citadels. I like that too. Yeah, had we been on 140 builds, you'd probably have enough resources now to continue playing, by the way. You're on the right comp, you know, Hussar, full upgrades as well on the Hussar. On everything now, actually, that's very good. I want to see, like, do you hit 200 pop at all this game? Now you're doing well, now you're queuing. Now you actually started queuing units. If we did that when we had the bank, it would be so much better. Yeah, now we're starting to queue units when we don't have the resources anymore. It's actually kind of a shame if you think about it. I would like to see what would happen if we made the units in the start. Yeah, and now it's basically over. We ran out of res, and it's hard. It's hard. I don't blame you for the last like 20 minutes. I don't blame you for it. That's why I'm fast forwarding it, just so we can see what happened. But there's not really much to learn. But at the end of the rec, I will go over some important things that you can. Some theory we can talk about here real quick. Okay, you are a fighter, eh? You go down on your sword. That's a new one. Bracket hashtag. How do you... What are we clicking? Bracket hashtag? How did you manage to click those when you try to click GG? Respect, man. It's very, very out of the way, actually. And maybe I have a different keyboard language or something. But listen, all jokes aside, not a bad rec. It's a good one to send in. You probably felt like you threw this one, which is the case. You did throw it. Sorry to say. But okay, let's go over some patterns. I already talked about what could have been better, what you're doing right. Okay, now how do we queue units? This is exactly how you do it, guys. A unit takes long to come out. So your mentality is not, okay, let me take this fight, then queue units. Your mentality is always like, okay, he's coming, back everything up. I can play at literally a turtle pace with just my mouse. My opponent is attacking me. I pull my army all the way back. I go back to my military production. I spam everything. So I want to make Hussar, I spam Hussar. I want to make hand cannon, I spam hand cannon, and then I spam Vils. All of my res is spent, and then I go fight. Because then if I win or lose, I have army coming in. And if I win, I have 200 pop. If I lose, I have army to defend myself. So in both cases, going back, who cares if the fight, if you have 0 hands, you can't micro, who cares? You go back, you make your army. No matter what happens, you're going to be in a good position to follow up and win, or to continue defending and being successful in defense. And that's how you do it. That's the pattern that you do at all times. And this works on offense and defense. If you're going to attack, but this is better, by the way. If you're going to attack, you queue up your units first, because you're deciding when you're going to attack. Okay? So the whole point of catching opponent off guard at this level is that you attack your opponent. He's not ready to be attacked, and that's when the mistakes come up. But if you watch these this video, for example, now when you get attacked, you go back. You take literally half a second. You go back, queue up all your units, and then you go back to fight. And that's it. And that's going to be really, really good for you as a general rule to follow. But yeah, that's going to be it for the rec of you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. 1300 elo. Not a bad one at all. Definitely a good one to review. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more like this. Like, comment, subscribe. Get the numbers of the thumbs up on this video up, so I do more of these on the channel. Demand is quite high right now. If you guys want, you can always you're always welcome. And there's other content on Patreon that you guys can benefit from as well if you want to get better at the game. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.